Chalo. Hello guys, welcome back to another episode. So in this episode we are going to learn how we can able to get the data from the backend application to an Angular. Okay, so here we have the login page which we have completed in our previous video, means in our previous episode. So just log in quickly. Okay, so the username is wasomsv and 1234 is the password. So I'll just let me give an invalid password. So obviously we'll get invalid username and the password, and if we enter the right password we'll get access to our actual application, right? Yes. So here I'll go to category page. Okay, so category, so based on category we need to get the products. Okay, so as of now I'm using a backend application which is electronic components backend application, means that website's backend application which I'm right now using. So I'm taking that, means I'm going to link our Angular application over there. You can able to develop your own backend application by learning Spring Boot or Java backend application from the playlist which we have in our YouTube video as well, which is Spring Boot tutorial. We can learn from there, no problem with that. Yes. So now here this is, we have actually hard coded, right? So laptop and all images, everything we just copied and pasted, but we don't want this to happen. This has to be looped, means we need to get the data from the backend application. So I have showed you in the previous episode that you can able to you'll be passing username and password from the front-end application that will go to the backend application. The backend application is going to check that username and password is present in the database or not. If it is present, it is going to give access to your actual application. If not, it is going to throw an error like saying that invalid username or a password, right? Yes. Same way we are not sending anything. Okay, we are not sending anything, but we want to get the categories, right? Yes. So if I open here, okay, this is the backend application portal which I told, and backend application is already running. So this is the API slash category is the API. Let's say if I give, okay, as of now no problem. So slash category is an API which is going to get all the categories from the backend application. So we have category ID 1 which is type of voice, category ID is 2 which is battery type, category is 3 of sensor type, and category 4 of Arduino types, different type of Arduinos, and like so on. Okay, different categories we have over here like lights, LED lights, Y modules, LED screens, motors, sensors, battery. So in battery we have different types, right? Like 3-volt battery, 5-volt battery, etc. And in sensors we have different types like ultrasonic sensor, IR sensors, temperature sensors, gas sensors, something like that, right? So this is all different for categories. So we want to get the categories in this page, this one. Okay, all the category, which we don't want category IDs, we just want the category name and the category image. Okay, so when we click on that category, based on the category we need to get the products. So that we are going to do in the next video. Here first we'll learn how we can able to get all the categories in our Angular application. Okay, just we need this API, just copy it. Just learn how to do a backend application, then you can able to do it very easily. But if you already know the backend application, this would be very easy for you. Cool. Yes. So I'll go to the code. Okay, I'll go to the code here. So now what we have to do is we need to, okay, we already have a category component over here. What is this category list? Let me open this. Okay, this is a category list. This is a category page. Okay, so in the category list, I am going to close all the files over here first. Let me keep only one category list dot component where we are going to display all the categories. Okay, so before that we need to create a service. So just like we have created a login service to call the backend application, right? Same way we need to create a service for category list as well. So what is the command to create a service? So ng generate a service name I'm giving as category list. Okay, category list. All right, so just hit enter. So this is going to download quickly, and yes, so nothing much, just we need to call that URL, that's it. So here it's been downloaded, category list.service.ts. okay, so here we need to do few more steps, so we'll do it one by one. Okay, yeah, so here first as you know, in the previous video we have included the HTTP client module as well, right? Means HTTP client. So just you need to include it in a constructor. So I hope you guys know what to make constructor. Constructor will be called whenever the class is getting called. Okay, so let's say private HTTP is the variable which I am giving the name for HTTP client. Okay, you'll get an error, so just you need to import it. Okay, we are not okay, it's been imported already, I believe, but I think it should get an error, but yeah, no problem. So here before, okay, here now I think it's loaded a bit late, but yes, now we are getting error. So quick fix, add import, that's all. So now here I'm going to create a variable. Okay, it's of type private. A variable name will be, I am going to give as a category list URL, something like this, a variable like this. So the backend applications URL means this is the API /category API. So we know that when the backend, from the backend web installation, if we hit this /category, it is going to give category list, right? Yes. So that we are capturing. We are storing the variable like this. So this is of type string. So just we need to do something like this. So I'm going to write a function over here. Let's say get category list, so here, and I'm specifying this as observable because we don't know what type of data we are getting, correct? So like, see, category ID could be an integer or could be a float or a decimal, float or a double, and we are not sure about that. And category name, we know it's a string, right? So we are getting three types of data. Category ID is also of type integer or something else or float. Category name and a category image, all are all of type string. So that's why I'm mentioning this as observable of type any. I'm giving any type of data can come over here. So like this. Okay. So we are going to return this one. Return. Okay. Return. Just carefully, this dot from HTTP. What we need to do, we need to get, we are not sending anything, we need to get that. So HTTP dot get. Okay, so here just be very careful, this is the not symbol. Okay, so this symbol you will find below your escape button in your keyboard, top left side below. You can able to see, you can able to get your escape button or escape key. Below that you can able to get this symbol. Okay, yes. So dollar, so we'll take the variable name. What's the variable name? So this dot category list URL. So here we got this URL, we got it over here. That's all. So I'll give a semicolon and we have got everything over here. Okay, so the service is done. So what now? What next? Go for category list.component.ts file. Okay, this one. Here what you have to do means you need to call that service. Okay, you need to call that service. So for that, what I'm going to do is first, let's say I'm going to call that service first in a constructor. Okay, like this. So private, I'm going to give a name like this, category service. I'll give it small itself, category service colon. So I'll go to this service, I'll just copy this service name. I'm just copying this service name and pasting it here. This is the object for this service. Okay, so you'll get an error, just import this, that's all. Is it imported? Okay, let me see again. Okay, quick fix, imported, that's all. Okay, category is done. All right. Okay, so as of now this much is fine. Okay, so we need to include one more thing, so that I'll do it later. So I'm going to include a function. Okay, include a function, something called reload data. Okay, reload data. This is a user defined function, not an inbuilt function. Reload data, because whenever that page is getting out, I want that to be loaded automatically. We don't want to click a button and calling that. I don't want to do that. Okay, so now let's say this dot from the category service. What is the function? Get category list. This is a function. Okay, so if you want to see just click a right button on this function, go to definition, you'll be redirected to service page itself. Okay, so here we have called this. Now so what are the data which is coming from this particular API, from this particular service? I want to store it in something. I want to store somewhere. Reason because, so if I store it, I can able to get wherever I want in the HTML page. So that's why I'm going to create a variable over here. So let's say I'm going to create a variable named category. Okay, category colon. I don't know what type of data I'm getting. So observable, I'm mentioning as take any type of data, but here what I'm going to do, instead of typing any, I'm going to create a class. Okay, I'm going to create a class over here. I'll tell you one by one. So in the category list, so I want you guys to redirect to category list. Okay, cd src cd app cd category list, and here create a class. So what is the command to create a class? Ng generate class. Class name will be, I am going to give as category. Okay, category. So we know that from the API we are getting only these 1 2 3, right? I'll just copy this because I want the variable names. Okay, so I'll just copy this. I'll go to the code because instead of mentioning any, I'm going to create an object. I'll tell you, don't worry. So here the class has been created. This extra file has also been created, so just delete that, it's not required. Okay, so here is the category. All right, just paste it. So now this is not this I have pasted it for my reference, but here we need to write the variable names. Okay, because when this data is getting, when the service is getting all the category data, that I want to store it in a object of a category. Okay, so if we store all the data in an object, that would be very easy to fetch the data. So for that reason, I'm going to create a class over here. Okay, cool, understanding? Yeah, great. So let's say first we have a category ID. I'll just take a category ID. So I told that in Angular it's bit ulta. So category ID, and in Angular we don't have int, float, something like that. So whatever the number type of fields coming, it's always will be a number type. Okay, semicolon, that's it. So we'll write ulta, right? First we'll write data type, then we'll write a variable. So in Angular it's ulta. Okay, so category name, I know it's of type string, so that's why I'm going to give it as string, semicolon. And category image is also of type string, and I'm going to give it as string, it's a semicolon. So I'm going to remove all of this. So here we have a class. So in a class we have category ID, name, and an image. So when we are getting the first category, I'm going to store all in a category object. Okay, yes. So observable, all right, in the observable I'll mention something like this. So what's the class name? Class name was category, so mention as category like this. Okay, and I'll mention it's of type list like this. All right, so we're good. So what are the data is coming? I'm going to store in category object. So this dot category is equal to this dot category service. So everything will be stored in category object. Clear? So now we are getting the data and we are storing in a category object. So now using this object, we need to display in the HTML page. That's all. So now here we have in our HTML page, this is the design which we have created earlier, right? So what I want you guys to do is leave this portion. Okay, what are the portion which is there till the end before section is closing? So just remove everything, because we want to make this as a loop. We want to display this in a loop. So first category is displaying, we want to display this, and means everything I want to keep it in a loop. So that's why. Okay, yes, cool. Now here I'm going to create, okay, I'm going to create something like this, a div, okay, a div, and I'm going to cut this and pasting over here. All right, yes. So I'm just including in a separate div. All right, here next I'm going to make entire this as a loop. So for that we are going to use Angular loop, Angular looping. So how Angular loop? So star ng for, we are using a for loop, ng for is equal to let, this is the object, let's say normally we'll use for I is equal to 0, right? So same way, let, this is a data, okay, let data of what category object, the object which we created in the component just now, this one category object. So let data of category object like this, okay, category object. And also you need to mention something like this, which is asynchronous, sync, asynchronous, okay, like this. All right, so here we are getting everything, but as of now to test this, okay, to test this means to test that, so we need to do something like this, two flower brackets, data dot, I'm going to get, first I'm trying to get the category names, okay, category names from the data category name, okay, in the first iteration. So let's see, go to our browser, if you are getting anything, means if you are getting error, we'll try to solve that. So okay, as of now it's not displaying anything. I'll inspect and console, we to check what is an error. So as of now I don't see any error over here, right? Okay, so let me check what's happening. Okay, I'll check this one more way, go for component.ts. Here what are we are getting, I'll try to print it in the console. Oh, just a second. See, I have written this reload data function, but I'm not calling this function anywhere, right? Okay, so what we can do is, there is a function called like this, it is an inbuilt function, ng on init, means ng means Angular on initialization, whatever you want to include or call, you can call it over here. So I'm going to call this function inside this, like this, okay. So oh sorry, we need to call it as this dot, okay, this dot reload data. So now if you go to your browser, I hope we'll get a data. Okay, so still it's not showing anything, so let's check what's happening in the console. Okay, there is an error, this reload data is not defined. Okay, let's check. Okay, reload data we just created, right? Okay, let's go to the code again, this dot reload data, let me copy this and paste it. Okay, this is same, but okay, I'll check this again. Okay, so let me write a console, I'm going to check whether it is displaying in the console log inside ng. Okay, so I'll go to my browser. Oh yes, if you see now it is getting called, right? See, here we have, it is getting looped, but don't worry about the loop as of now. See, ys, it's been displaying battery and Arduino and the sensor and LED screen. So these are all the category names we have over here, right? Yes. So now I'll go to the code again, because it took some time to load, so that's why, no problem. I'm going to remove this console, right? So now I'll go to this HTA component.html. So I'm just copying this. And one more thing, not to get confusion, so date is the variable which I'm giving, okay? So I can give it as cat also, so like this, okay? So just the variable name which I'm giving. So cat dot category. So I'm just going to cut this. So here at the portion of laptop, I want my category name to be printed. Okay, so I'm going to remove this paragraph which is not required for us. Okay, delete it. All right. So now next here at the image portion I want to print the image, so I'm just removing this. Okay, so here what I'll do is like this. Oh sorry, I'm just pasting over here this one, same thing I have pasted. Okay, so instead of category name I want to give it as category image, so I'll just copy the variable name itself so that I won't make any spelling mistakes. So category image, done. I'll go to the browser and refresh. Here you should get everything, right? Okay, it is printing one by, okay, a few two images were not loaded because of something. Okay, no problem with that, but we are getting all, right, all the categories, but I want this to be printed in horizontal. So why this is printing like this? Okay, I'll do one thing, I'll just cut this. Oh wait, I'll cut this. Okay, I'll paste it over here. Okay, I have pasted over here. I'm just checking this, that's all. Refresh. Still this looks in a horizontal way. This was fine. Oh sorry. Okay. Okay, no problem. So you guys can spend some time to make it horizontal, but yeah, this much is fine as of now. And I'll try to remove this and let's see how it is going to look like. Okay, we have category, but we wanted this to be in a horizontal way, but why it's not happening? Let me try this way. Taking this section inside this, and now okay, no problem. So this much is fine as of now because I don't want to spend much more time on creating or making the CSS. Okay, but yeah, so now we have successfully means we have tried getting all the categories in the category page. Okay, so if I log out from here, if I log in again, also MSV and 1 2 3 4 and log in, so this will do it later. But when you go to category page, you go to get all the category. In the next video, when we click on, or when we, let's say instead of buy, when you click on this button, it has to redirect to actual products page. Okay, then it has to display the products based on the category. Okay, if you want a battery, so select battery category. If you want a sensor, select sensor category. If you want the motors or LED lights, select LED lights. So based on the category, we'll try to get the products in the next video. Okay, so I hope you guys understood with this video, and I want you guys to work on this to make it in a horizontal way. Okay, so let's meet in our next video. Until then, take care, goodbye, bye bye.